Hey Pisces, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for March 8th through the 14th. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you happen to fall upon this video outside of the time frame that I mentioned, don't you worry, my darlings. You found it exactly when you were meant to find it, whenever it was time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the Pisces collective energy, so not every single reading will resonate. So take what does and just leave what doesn't. Not every single message is going to be exactly for you, but take what does and leave what doesn't. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's go ahead and see what's happening, my dears. The last shuffle here. All right. So your first card here is the King of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign person. Earth sign people are going to be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Not necessarily, but it could be, because sometimes the court cards indicate a person. But those of you who watch my readings, you know I focus on you and your energy. So some of you may be coming into this King of Pentacles energy. Okay? King of Pentacles is a card about being able to take the skills that you have, the resources that you have, and being able to make them work for you. Okay? Being able to make them go further for you. So some of you might be looking at ways to make money where you're not necessarily looking at, you know, convincing your boss to give you a raise or a promotion or finding another job. You might be looking at ways of, okay, what assets do I have? Can I use them to make money? Whether it might be renting out possessions or property or an extra room, whether it might be taking gifts and talents that you have and putting them to use, or hiring yourself out, or taking money that you have and finding ways of investing it and putting it into things that are going to bring you back a financial return instead of having it sit in the bank. So it's like being very smart with our resources and being able to take what we have and have it multiply, right? Instead of having to work harder and jump through hoops, finding ways to multiply what we have, right? To be more efficient with our talents, our gifts, our resources, our finances. I also see King of Pentacles come up a lot when there might be some offer coming your way and you may be very tempted to push it away, right? You might be like, are they sure that they want me? Like, you know, they're offering me this job or this position, or this person wants to work with me or collaborate with me. Do they know what I am? You know, like you might be kind of second guessing it, right? Yes, they know who you are. Yes, they chose you. So sometimes I see King of Pentacles come up when we're very tempted to push an opportunity away. But the message here for you Pisces is that if you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be here now. It's here now because you're ready for it. Okay? So keep that in mind. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Knight of Pentacles. So lots of earth energy. That's good. That's a good thing, right? Pisces, you guys are the element of water, and water can be very emotional, right? I'm a water sign also. I'm not a Pisces, but I'm a water sign. So us water signs can really get heavy in the feelings. And so Pisces, you guys are coming into this week very grounded, like really in your body, not in your head, scattered all over the place, but really paying attention here to the physical, really paying attention here to how you feel, to your physical environment, you know, being able to approach something in a grounded, reasonable kind of way. Okay, I also feel Pisces that many of you are thinking about like where you're laying down your roots, and what the long-term future is going to be for you. And you're getting more serious thinking about the future and thinking about how your finances affect your future. The Nine of Pentacles here is slow and steady progress. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot, but it's also the most effective. It's the most efficient. It's the most successful in terms of long-term progress. Knight of Pentacles moves slow, but it moves intelligently, it moves responsibly, and what Knight of Pentacles creates is going to stand the test of time. Okay, so some of you might be headed in a new direction, but you're kind of pacing yourself. And I think this is going to be really, really helpful for those of you Pisces who have anxiety or who tend to start something and get freaked out and overwhelmed, and then you stop and then you give up. By kind of slowing down here, it's going to be less overwhelming for you, and you're going to be able to move forward and to have long-term progress and success, right? Again, I don't mean to throw cliches at you all, but one thing I heard one time a saying was, if you're getting tired of starting all over again, stop giving up. And that is Knight of Pentacles in a nutshell, right? This is like, just keep going. Just keep going. You might get overwhelmed at times and you need a break. You need to kind of take a step back. That's okay. You might have some setbacks from time to time. That's okay. Take a moment, brush it off, and then keep going, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. I feel a lot of you are beginning to move towards a goal that you've been putting off for a long time, right? Like, you might be thinking, oh, I'm not going to save money for that because it would take so long to save for that. And you're like, you know what? That time is going to come and go regardless, right? So what if it's going to take 10 years? That 10 years is going to come and go regardless of if I saved that money or not. So I may as well start putting it away, right? Or, oh, it's going to take way too much time to go through all this clutter, or to do this remodeling, or to reach this, health goal, or that time is going to go by regardless. So you may as well just one foot in front of the other, one day at a time, move forward with it. And before you know it, you're going to see how much distance you've covered. You're going to see how much progress that you've made. So I feel a lot of you have had this belief of like, oh, well, it's pointless, or it's going to take too long. And you're like, you know what? That's okay. That time's going to pass anyway. So I may as well chip at it a little bit at a time, right? Because I'm going to go through that same amount of time regardless. So I feel like a lot of you are adjusting your attitude towards something so that it doesn't feel as overwhelming, and you're taking this pressure off yourself to hurry up and get it done. You're more in the energy of, you know what, I'm just going to do the best that I can. The best that I can is good enough, and it'll be done when it's done. That's it. I'm not going to, go, push myself to extremes over it. So that's the energy I feel around you guys, Pisces. Your next card here is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords can be a card about gathering information. So as you're looking towards these goals, as you're thinking about long term, some of you might be doing some research, and for some of you this might even require some travel. You might be going and checking out different places. A lot of people are working from home now, and from what I'm understanding, I've had friends tell me that their employers have told them, hey, even after this whole thing is over, we're not going to go back to, having brick and mortar. We're not going to go back to having people come into the office. You guys are just going to continue working from home. So some people are like in a permanent work from home situation now, and so you might be like, well, I could go anywhere now if I don't have to commute, if I don't have to be here physically. You might be going and checking out places. You might be doing some work, or some of you are thinking about where you're wanting to retire to in the future, or where you're wanting to buy property. Those of you who don't have the option to work from home and you can't just go anywhere, Page of Pentacles is still going to be about gathering information so that you're making good decisions moving forward. I feel like some of you are getting into like studying money and trying to understand how money works, because unfortunately we're not taught how money works, right? Many of us, our families don't teach us, and school doesn't teach us, other than maybe when you're in kindergarten or first grade and they teach you to count pennies and nickels and dimes and stuff, or whatever the cents might be where you live in your country. But we're not taught how money works. We're not taught how taxes work. We're not taught how percentages work, you know, over time in terms of investments and things. So I feel some of you Pisces are beginning to really study that kind of thing, because you're like, I want to work smarter, not harder, and I want to take what I have and really, really, really stretch it to the max and make it work for me. So some of you are coming into that energy of doing the research and educating yourself. Page of Swords for me can also indicate here something having to do with speaking up. It's like a throat chakra card for me. So Pisces, some of you are finding yourselves in situations where you're being pushed into speaking up. This is especially true for those of you who really try to avoid conflicts. Okay, I'm hearing speak now or forever hold your peace. So there could be something coming up for you in the coming week where you need to set something straight, you know, set something right that you might kind of regret later not speaking up. And I feel for you guys, it's something more so just like for yourself, that it's not gonna bother you later. It's not, you know, like, ah, woulda, shoulda, coulda, or, you know, and maybe for some of you, maybe for some of you, you need to give somebody a piece of your mind, you know. That could be a situation here as well. With the page of page of swords here, you also maybe want to be careful or cautious of others kind of trying to gather information about what you're doing. There might be people that are really kind of getting way too involved or trying to figure out way too much what you're doing, what your business is, like what's going on, how much money you have. And so some of you are having to set a boundary in that way, like set a line in that way. Page of Swords, like Seven of Swords, can sometimes even be somebody's trying to kind of watch you online. So making fake profiles or trying to get information out of you. So just be cautious. Be cautious when you're speaking to people online, especially when you're speaking to people that you've never met in person, right? Because you don't know who they are. You don't know what information they're trying to get out of you or why. And in this instance, I'm sorry to say, it could be somebody that you know, right, in person, and they know that you don't want them to know your business, and so they might kind of approach you with a fake profile to see if you're going to open up to this person, because you might feel like it's safe. You might feel like, well, you know, they don't really know me and I don't really know them, so I can like talk to them about this stuff. But be cautious what you're sharing about yourself online. Your next card here, Pisces, is the Empress card. Okay, this is very beautiful energy. This is one of my entrepreneurship cards, so this can indicate here success in business. Okay, but overall, the Empress card is a major arcana card. So the major arcana cards are going to come up when we're at a significant chapter in our life, like a defining moment where we're stepping into what we came here to learn, what we came here to master. And the Empress card is very creative energy. The Empress card is very feminine energy, very like beautiful energy. It's also a card that for me, I think of like respect, like being very respected. And Pisces, your readings over the past few weeks, like there's just been a lot of messages coming in about like how frustrated you guys have been, and some of you have been like in this really feisty mood where you're just tired of putting up with crap and standing up for yourselves, and I love it. I think it's awesome. But the Empress card comes in here where it's like you're realizing that your beautiful Pisces energy, your empathy, your compassion, your gentleness, your love of peace, and your desire for peace, these are all actually strengths. Whereas maybe for a while you felt like, oh, they're weaknesses, like I'm too nice and I get stepped all over. But the Empress is like that beautiful balance of that gentleness, that kindness, that, you know, beautiful peaceful energy, but also someone who is very respected, right? Like people are gonna fear disappointing the Empress, not because she's gonna be like the Queen in Alice in Wonderland who's like off with their heads, but rather because they don't want to disappoint her. They value her so much. They value how she sees them, what she thinks about them. They don't want to fall from her grace. So Pisces, I feel like a lot of you, as you're moving forward, you're beginning to command that kind of respect, where it's like, I shouldn't have to beg somebody to do something. I shouldn't have to like try to negotiate or constantly barter or negotiate what I want. Like, either they're gonna step up or they're not, right? And so you're able to have these boundaries, you're able to keep yourself, like, keep your head held high and have that kind of respect. Some of you Pisces may be encountering an Empress kind of energy, where there could be a soulmate connection between you guys. Maybe not necessarily romantically, because not all soulmates are romantic. Some soulmates are not romantic. And you guys who watch my readings, I try to keep love and romance separate from the weekly readings. If you want love and romance, you can click on the love readings linked in the description. But for some of you, you may be encountering an Empress who's teaching you this lesson, right? Who's kind of like showing you by example that you can be this way. You can be this way also, right? You can command respect in this way also, peacefully, without drama, without fighting, without getting emotional, just by simply, being in that sense of dignity and self-respect. Empress can also indicate mother energy, motherhood energy. So some of you may be, making plans or going over finances regarding inheritances with a mother or mother figure. Some of you may be stepping into matriarch kind of energy and thinking about how, assets and things in the family are going to be distributed moving forward. But overall, this is an energy of power, of beauty, of creativity, of respect, of fertility. So do with that what you will, depending on your specific circumstances. These are general readings. You may want to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others, where they might add a little extra information. You may want to get a private reading. You can do that at calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. And also, I'll have the link in the description if you guys want to just copy and paste that into your browser. Overall, guys, thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, my dears. Bye.